Hello, how are you? For many years, it was widely believed that in order to have good heart health and prevent heart attacks, we needed to do 30 or 40 minutes of physical exercise every day. Nowadays, several recent studies have come out and changed this idea. They have been able to prove that with much less than that, there is a correct way to exercise to protect your heart. I'm going to tell you what this method is and how to fit it into your daily routine, even if you don't like exercise or can't do physical activity. You're going to love this video, so stay until the end. You won't want to miss it. Before we start, I want to ask you if you have the habit of being an active person in your daily life. If you do a lot of exercise throughout the day, not necessarily going to the gym, if you are someone who actually does targeted physical activity like walking, running, cycling, how does that work in your daily routine? Do you consider yourself more sedentary or more active? Write it for me down here in the comments. I would love to see your response. Go ahead and leave a like on the video because that really helps me out here on the channel. And if you know someone who needs this information, who could benefit from it, help that person out and share this video too. The biggest silent enemy of our hearts these days is a sedentary lifestyle. It's not about not going to the gym. It's about staying still for hours and hours on end. When you spend too much time sitting, your insulin sensitivity drops, sugar stays in your bloodstream longer, low-grade inflammation can increase, and your blood vessels may also lose their ability to dilate. And this process is silent, but it's constant, and it happens even in thin people. This is a very important point. There was a recent study published now in 2025 in which researchers used wrist motion sensors on people to monitor ordinary people in their daily lives, living real life. Not athletes, not necessarily people who go to the gym. And they observed something that was surprising. Sedentary people who incorporated small bursts of effort throughout the day had a significant decrease in the risk of cardiovascular death, improved glycemic control, and a reduction in overall metabolic risk. These bursts became known as vigorous intermittent lifestyle physical activity. So, to put it simply, it's not formal training. The person didn't put on sneakers. You didn't go for a 30-minute walk or climb a bunch of stairs or do a cycling circuit. It was real effort, short, done intentionally at that moment, but without any special sneakers, without any special equipment, something the person could do at home themselves. One important thing to mention is that researchers found that for this result to happen, for this benefit to occur, the person has to make a real intense effort. So it's not about sweating a little. It's not about walking for 30 minutes while chatting with your friend, stopping to look at flowers, or taking your dog for a walk. It's about making an effort. Actually, it's when your breathing speeds up, when you can't speak in long sentences, when you're really out of breath, struggling, when you feel your heart beating faster, really going up, and it puts a demand on your muscles. So a simple example could be going up and down stairs quickly, getting up and sitting down from a chair at speed, carrying weight with vigor, climbing a hill in a hurry, doing jumping jacks. So any exercise that gets your heart rate up even for just a minute will make you exert yourself and bring about these beneficial results. So what happens in your body after 1 minute of this vigorous exercise? Glucose enters the cell without relying so much on insulin. Insulin sensitivity can improve for a few hours, blood pressure tends to drop after the effort, and metabolism stays slightly elevated afterward. This prolonged effect does exist, but it's important to be honest. It isn't magical and it isn't infinite. It's a modest effect, but it's real. And when you add this up several times a day and over the days, it really makes a metabolic difference and benefits your heart health. So this really helps people who can't manage to work out. There are people who don't have a physical barrier to exercising, but it's really a mental thing. They say things like, oh, I need 40 minutes to take care of my heart. And then the person sees that as if it were a hard to overcome mountain. So when the goal becomes, I'll do 1 minute now, giving it my all, it turns into just a step instead of a big mountain. And in practice, it shows that those who start with 1 minute soon manage to do 3, 5, 10 minutes. The body warms up, the resistance drops, and consistency, as we know, starts from a small beginning. We don't have to start out wanting to do 40 minutes right away. Even doing just 1 minute already brings very good results. So let's give a realistic example here. A sedentary person over 60 years old with knee pain and high blood sugar, it's very unlikely that this person will want to go to the gym and spend 40, 50, 60 minutes exercising. But when this person starts taking the stairs instead of the elevator, getting up from the chair more quickly a few times a day, walking short distances at a brisk pace, doing some jumping jacks, their metabolic control improves, their confidence returns, and the body responds. Not because the person is going to become an athlete, but because they stop being completely sedentary and totally inactive. One thing I need to tell you, which few people explain, is that these bursts of effort clearly won't replace everything you need. They won't eliminate the need for a walk, they don't replace strength training, for example, and they're not ideal on their own for those who are already active. What they do is get the person out of absolute zero, that extremely sedentary person, reducing the risk of a sedentary lifestyle, which we know is significant. Nowadays, science regards a sedentary lifestyle as the new smoking, given how harmful it is to our health, and it can be a gateway to something even worse. So walking remains excellent, and strength training is indispensable, especially if you're over 40, to prevent muscle loss, sarcopenia. So science isn't putting one against the other, it's just adding them together. So the best time, if you are a sedentary person and want to start these activity bursts, is between 10 to 30 minutes after your meals. Because at that moment, your glucose is on the rise, it's increasing in your bloodstream, and exercising your muscles helps clear this excess from your blood. But of course, there is no perfect time. The best time is the one you can stick to, the one you can consistently fit into your routine. Another important thing for us to mention is safety, and that's essential. If you have a history of known heart disease, arrhythmia, history of heart attack, chest pain when exerting yourself, significant joint limitations, or any other health condition that restricts your physical activity, never start any exercise, even for 1 minute, without your doctor's guidance. This could be dangerous for you. This video is for informational purposes only. Remember that I have some really interesting videos here on the channel talking more about the benefits of physical activity for our bodies, the benefits of walking, whether walking is better than running or not, the benefits of running, and the benefits of weight training. I'll leave those down below in the description for you. Also remember that physical activity is super important, but a balanced diet is also very important for cardiovascular health. And I have an entire playlist talking about heart and artery health with lots of healthy eating tips to help you complement your efforts in this area as well. So, the final message I want to leave you with in this video is that if you can't exercise, because ideally you really should, you don't need perfection. Just getting started is already a great thing, and one well-done minute is better than nothing. And that's exactly what the researchers found. Doing it every day, 1 minute, 5 times a day, 1 minute in the morning, 1 minute after lunch, 1 minute after your afternoon snack, 1 minute after dinner, and 1 minute before bed is a much more interesting plan than never doing any exercise at all. This high intensity, when used properly, can be a great ally for you. Of course, it works better when there's consistency, safety, and a long-term perspective. Maybe it's about trying to transfer this approach to other types of physical exercise. This could be just the spark you need to start getting active. In fact, I have a really cool video here about how to make any physical activity more enjoyable and make it a part of your routine. I'll leave it down below in the description. Tell me if you do physical activity, if you exercise, these are different things in daily life. Being more active and doing targeted exercise. I would love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, that's really important to me. And if you know someone who needs this tip, share it. Let's expand our chain of kindness because that's what I want here with the channel. See you next time. Bye.